Hi everyone, Ananakis Chiropractor here again. In today's video, I'm going to be going through 10 things you're probably doing on a daily basis that is making your sciatic nerve pain worse. Now, before I touch on those tips, a few things that I wanted to point out. When our spine is in an optimal position, when we look at someone from the side, we should have a slight curve happening in that lumbar spine. Now, a lot of the times when we have sciatic nerve pain, it's because there's forward flexion of that spine. And over the years, with more forward flexion, more pressure in our lumbar spine, our discs can sometimes start to wear away, placing pressure on our sciatic nerve. So when I'm going through some of these tips, I want you to be mindful of your posture when you're doing things at home. So anytime you're in a forward flexing position, you're potentially placing more pressure on your spinal joints, your discs and your sciatic nerve, and intensifying that pain. So whatever you're doing around the house, always aim to have as much of an upright posture as possible. So let's get into it. Now, mistake number one is getting up out of bed in a sit-up position. So what I mean by that is getting up out of bed like this. Number one, no, okay? When you're getting up out of bed like that, you're forward flexing your spine, placing a lot of pressure on your discs and your spinal joints, and you can potentially be waking up with sciatic nerve pain. Instead of doing that, what you may want to do is turn directly onto your side, bring your legs over, and then push yourself up using your hands, okay? And your arms. So that will help to take some of that pressure away, and it will help to maintain more of an upright posture. Now, the second mistake you may be doing every day is the way you're putting on your shoes or even tying your shoelaces. Now, while it's easy for us to bend over and tie our shoes that way, in doing so, we're creating flexion of our lumbar spine, which remember we do not want because it does place a lot more stress on our discs, which can make our sciatic nerve pain worse. So instead of tying your shoelaces like so, what you may want to do instead is using your knees, bend down to get low, as low as you can to your shoe, maintain an upright position or an upright posture, and tie your shoes that way. This will help to take some of that pressure off your lumbar spine. So that's another thing that you may be doing every day. Mistake number three is the way you may be brushing your teeth. So once again, we don't want to brush in a forward flexed position. We want to be as upright as possible to allow the optimal curve in our lumbar spine. So in doing so, as opposed to that, we're minimizing that pressure through there and hopefully not aggravating our sciatic nerve pain. Now, mistake number four is sitting for long periods of time. Now, a lot of us have sedentary jobs, so unfortunately, we can't do much with respect to sitting. But what you can do is get up, walk around every hour or so. But you want to also make sure that you're sitting in a chair that is suitable for your spine. So if you're going to be sitting down at home at the dining chair or wherever it might be, what you may want to do is, so I'll grab the chair here. So you want to be sitting as far back into the chair as possible to maintain an upright position. Now you can see with this chair, it's not ideal for my spine because it will make me kind of lean backwards a little bit, and that's going to place a bit of pressure on my lower back. So what I'll do instead is I'll grab a towel similar to this one here, and then what we do is we fold it up like so, and then we roll it up. So you want to roll it up and place it behind your back in this area of the spine, which is where the curve is in your lower back. So you place that between yourself and the chair and prop yourself as far back as you can, and you can now see automatically I'm in a more upright position. So in doing so, I'm taking a lot of pressure off my spinal discs, which is one thing, like we mentioned, can aggravate sciatic nerve pain. So prop a towel behind your seat to allow you to be a lot more upright. You can also do that when you're driving. Don't forget, our chairs in our cars are not ideal for proper posture. They're made more for comfort, if that at all. So you want to get a towel and pop it behind your back, as I just showed you, in your chair, in your car, just to make it as upright as possible. What you may also need to do in your car is bring the seat as far forward as you can. A lot of the times we are a bit more reclined. We want to avoid that. So bring your seat in your car as far up as possible to allow you to maintain that upright position when you're sitting and driving, especially if you are going to be driving for long periods of time. Now, mistake number 5 is sitting on a hard bench or a hard chair, or even worse, sitting on the floor. Now, when we're standing, all the pressure goes to our feet, whereas when we're sitting, all that pressure then gets transferred onto our pelvis and our spinal joints. Now, normally with sciatic nerve pain, it's those lower lumbar disc spaces that have narrowed, which is creating pressure in your lumbar, in your spinal nerves, particularly your sciatic nerve. So what you want to do, if you don't have any other choice and you have to sit on a bench or a chair that is quite hard, what you may want to do is grab a cushion or a pillow, as high up as can be, obviously, and what you want to do is sit on it that way, because in doing that, some of that pressure then gets transferred into that cushion. Now, mistake number 6 is prolonged bending or twisting. This can mainly be seen by people that spend long periods of time in the garden, particularly weeding or even digging. So that forward flexion, once again, you want to minimise that. Other things that you might be doing that promote forward flexion is loading the dishwasher. So a lot of the times it's just easy to grab a dish and do that. Same sort of thing with the front loader. Instead of bending and twisting, what you may want to do, it takes a lot longer, but you're going to protect your back in doing so, is grabbing a dish, getting down on your knees and loading it that way, whether it's a dishwasher or a washing machine, and the same with the garden, getting down low and maintaining that upright position. Mistake number 7 applies mainly to people that have younger children, babies, toddlers, is bending down to pick them up. Once again, especially if you've got a baby or a toddler, you kind of find yourself bending over and picking them up so many times in a day. I know what it's been like the last 7 years having the 3 kids of my own, so you're bending, constantly trying to pick them up. This, once again, you're doing it throughout the day. You want to minimise that as much as we can. Once again, get down low, grab them that way and lift them up. So that's another way that will help to protect your back. Mistake number 8 goes hand in hand with the children. A lot of the time there's toys everywhere, clothes everywhere. So if you're walking around the house at the end of the day trying to clean up, so much easier going around doing something like that. Once again, you're not serving your back any favours. Get down low, pick whatever it is that you need up using your knees as opposed to using your back. And that will also help to take some of the pressure off your back as well. Now, mistake number 9 is coming home at the end of the day in front of the TV and reclining. Now, you've had a hard day, I get it. So relaxing to be able to sit down, recline your legs, watch TV. But once again, just so much pressure on my lumbar spine. So you don't want to recline at all. If anything, I always tell my patients, do not sit on the lounge chair. The lounge does make it worse. I know, I've been there, done that. It's just made my sciatic nerve pain so much worse. If you do, once again, have no other choice and you have to sit down, grab a couple of pillows. One may not be enough, depending on your type of lounge. Grab a couple of pillows, prop them behind your back and sit upright like so. The rolled up towel that I showed you previously, that'll also work quite well. Like I said, because the lounge is quite cushiony, it's very easy to then just sink into it again, even if you are sitting a bit more upright. Have a towel or a cushion behind your back to help to support your back that way. But once again, absolute no-no, do not recline. Definitely don't lift the footrest up because it'll allow more forward flexion to happen in your lumbar spine, which is what we don't want. Now, mistake number 10 is vacuuming and mopping. And this one gets me every time. When I personally suffer from sciatic nerve pain, as soon as I finish vacuuming and more so the mopping, my back pain just intensifies. What we tend to do when we're vacuuming is this type of movement. What I suggest, being a bit more upright and vacuuming like so. Much easier to do with one of those handheld ones without the cord in the back. A lot harder to do with one of those other particular ones, which I can't think of right now. But yeah, you want to be able to keep yourself as upright as possible, minimise the forward bending. For me, the mopping gets me more, and it's because probably because of years I do a bit more force when we are mopping, but we're also twisting a lot more doing that action, and that's what I tend to find affects me, and a lot of my patients that I've worked with have mentioned similar things. So minimise vacuuming, mopping, give it to someone else if you can, but if you are going to be doing it, just maintain it as more of an upright posture as you can. So there you have it, guys, my top 10 mistakes you could possibly make to make your sciatic nerve pain worse. If you have enjoyed this video, feel free to share it with your family and friends. And if you want more information on how chiropractic care can help you and your family, feel free to visit our website or even give us a call. Thank you.